students, once again welcome back to Bosco Campus Vision YouTube channel of Kottayam Don Bosco College. I am Raniar, faculty member of PG Department of English. This time I am here with the paper 20th Century Malayalam Literature in English Translation, which is the core paper for semester 3 BA English students under Kerala University. This is the fifth lecture of the series. In this lecture, we are discussing the long narrative poem Son of Sahyan. Since the poem is a long one, it has 72 stanzas. For the easiness of learning, we have divided this poem into 4 different parts, and in our previous classes we had completed first 2 parts. In this class we are continuing with the third part of the poem. Okay, so as I mentioned, Son of Sahyan is originally written in Malayalam language under the title Sahyante Magan by Vailopalli Sridharamenon. Here we are discussing the translated version of the poem, and the translation is made by Bini B.S. So I would like to remind you about the poem. The Son of Sahyan was taken from the collection Kannikoithu. It was originally written in 1944. This poem depicts the wild ruminations of an infant. A tusker is compelling to stand in the courtyard of a temple, and during that time he is recollecting his childhood memories when he was jostled around the valleys of Sahyan. So let's continue the poem, stanza 37. So here we are discussing from stanza 37 onwards. In a moment, the varied instruments clamoring in the festive ground awaken his consciousness. The valorous tusker pays little heed, taking it to be the merry croaking of wild toads from a puddle during rains. The tall torches blazing in a row, mere clusters of the fireflies, illuminating the forest's lush foliage in the hours of night. So actually here the tusker was in his memories when he was in the temple courtyard. The next moment he awoke from his senses due to the music of instruments from the festive ground. And for the mighty elephant, the sound of these instruments were like the riot of frogs from a pond in the monsoon season. So that is why here the poet says, the valorous tusker pays little heed, taking it to be the merry croaking of wild toads from a puddle during the rains. So, and the torchlights in the temple yard was like hundreds of fireflies lighting up the wild creepers in the forest. So when he was standing in the temple courtyard, the courtyard was illuminated by hundreds of torchlight, and this torchlight seems to be, it is like the hundreds of fireflies lighting up the wild creepers in the forest. So here the tusker is recollecting his memories when he was jostled around the forest of Sahya ranges. Next stanza. The night recedes across the forest boughs. The day weaves webs of light. The fear of gazelles waking up behind the tangles of vines peeps slightly to see if there is some peril. What is this lingering scent along this new forest track? So familiar, so fresh, leading the soul to salvation. So once again the tusker went back to his memories. The night parts, and among the wild tree branches day again notes spider webs. That is, one more day had passed and night is coming. At that time he is remembering the wild gazelles rised from the vines and peeped secretly to see if there is some problem. So when he was in that forest, he is remembering his childhood memories. At that time, during the night time, wild gazelles raised from the vines and peeped secretly to see if there is some problems. And at the night time, when he was moving towards a new path in this new forest way, what is that familiar smell? Definitely it promises soul salvation. So at the night time, and the kaida flower, when the kaida flower make blossoms, the smell, the good fragrance may spread all around the forest. So that may be the smell he got from the forest. So again, as the poem continues, it is like the wounds of broken branches became visible, the footprints as striking as lotus leaves, the streaming green dung what luck. Thirsty elephants have trod this path towards the stream. Then he hears a loud trumpet reverberating in the festive ground, or is it the tuskers call from afar? So Vilopolis Rithramenu is again continuing the poem. So in that way, this tusker is remembering. In that way, they could see a wounded large trees and lotus leaves like footprints. So the elephant's dung in that way gave a hint that elephants had gone that way to drink from the stream. So when we move in the roads, so if we see some elephant dung, we can make sure that on that way some elephant had gone. So by that, like that, the elephant dung in that way gave a hint that elephants had gone that way to drink from the stream, maybe from the stream to drink water. And suddenly he heard a big noise from the festive ground. It was not of a great horn, but it was a trumpeting call. Okay, so what is that sound? So let's see that. Next stanza. The plentiful reeds sway in the morning wind, casting shadows along the river bank. At the fag end he sees a cluster of tuskers, the beauteous offspring of the Sahya ranges. In a trice he dashes forward, the shackles snap. No, not the shackles, the wicked vines entwined at his feet. So here, there he saw there are plentiful reeds sway in the morning breeze which cast shadows on the river bank. And there he saw a cluster of elephants assembled in the valley of Sahya ranges. Here Vailopulli mentioned as offspring of Sahya. Sahyന്റെ മകൻ. Okay, so Sahyന്റെ മക്കൾ, offsprings of Sahya. And he stretches, the tusker stretches forward for a second by seeing the sight of Sahya ranges in his mind, and then knotted vines broke, not the fetter chains. So suddenly, so all these are his wild ruminations. So he is in a fantastic world, fantasy world. So at that time he just stretches forward for a second. So at that time what happened, the chain may broken, so the knotted vines broke it, but actually it is not his memories broke, it was the chain broke. And next stanza. What is this hue and cry? Is it the tumultuous rush of an elephant running amok, or a growing storm? A flood raising the jungle, or the barbaric hunters encircled to rouse the forest, frightening the prey to traps. Do the monkeys somersault on my back, or the wild flowering boars leap and flee in fright? So again, Vailopulli Sridhara is continuously narrating the ruminations of the elephant. So suddenly there was an uproar. People pushed and elbowed. Was the elephant runs amok, or it is a brewing storm? So suppose, so imagine that in a festive courtyard, what happens if an elephant if an elephant lost its control, what happened then? So all the people may make a crowd there, so some there the people pushed and elbowed, so at that time there was a big sound or big crowd may form, so it was an uproar, that sound was an uproar. Or is it the sound of wild hunters crowding from either side to attack animals, or roaring flood from the mountain? The tusker thought. So at that time also, here the tusker is asking, is it the sound of wild hunters crowding from either side to attack animals, or was it the roaring of flood from the mountain? The tusker thought. So, was the sound from the monkeys who vault on my back and run through flowering trees? So, actually, what happened is in the temple courtyard, the tusker loses its control, but at that time also he never came back to the reality. He was till that time he was in the fantasy world. That is why he is asking the question, was the sound from the wild hunters crowding from either side, or the uproaring of flood from the mountain? Next stanza. Do the bushes wail under my feet, and the branches bleed as I rip them off? Out, people, if you have some sense. Close the gates to the temple. It's now a slaughter ground. In a moment, the celebration stopped, the lights went out, only a stench stays offending the nose. So, what happened in that temple courtyard? Again, that the tusker is in his wild ruminations. So, are the shrubs weeping under the feet of elephant? Is blood dripping from the branches a strip? So, He is in his ruminations. He is asking, are the shrubs weeping under the feet of elephant? So here Vilo fully effectively point out the question, are the shrubs weeping under the feet of elephant, or is blood dripping from the branches I trip? So he shouted at people to go outside, close the gate to the temple, which is now a slaughter ground. So suddenly what happened? In 2-3 moments, that temple courtyard, the ground of temple became a slaughter ground. And for a little while, the uproar was light subsided. There remained in the nose only a stench. So that was stanza. Okay, my dear students, here I am concluding. Please do the assignment and send me back through WhatsApp. Thank you. Have a nice time.